hear myself through my headphones. Yes, man. Like, I feel real good about this right now.
Pay attention, because you are now listening to Permission to Speak Freely.
I told the young sellers last episode that when you get older, you know, these gays, man, they be like losses, bro. Like I've been going heavy, bro. Like I'm about to break records in my life. But like it ain't no change in it on the scale, bro. Like when I'm stepping on that scale, ain't nothing changing, bro. Like, you know.
I'm 100% with you. 100. I'm talking about, man, I'm going like now 8, 9 straight days, full body workout. I got this app. I'm doing everything on the damn app, eating decently, and then I'm running at least 40. Like 40 minutes is like that's like my the less amount I done ran is 40 minutes. Everything is above that, right? Every day. Look cardio. And then on top of that, bro, I bought a sauna. Paid $2,000, put this sauna in there, bro. I'm getting that thing for 30 minutes, bro. Hey, nothing. That scale said, nah, player.
You sitting in the sauna for 30 minutes? Damn.
Hey, at like 140, 140 or 150 degrees. Come out of that bitch drenched, bro. I'm talking about, hey, I'm coming out of that, bro. Drenched. It's hardcore too. I tell you, bro, the no shit. I don't know what it is, man, but like me and Ella just like we built different, bro. We built different when it comes to this sauna, bro. I get damn this shit. You made me forget what I was talking about.
I know what you was talking about. I know. Here she comes looking confused, y'all. We had to start without her, man. We on different time zones. You know, I'm on the East Coast. I think she think I'm on the West Coast with y'all, man. You know what I mean?
Like, let me tell you what happened.
Like it's late already.
Let me tell you what happened.
I don't even know if we got time for the story. Like, we on the clock. Like I don't know if we got time. Like, we on the clock.
Listen.
Hey, let me tell you though. I'm back. Hey, Tish, we'll get to your story in a second.
Okay.
Yeah, because Damon was in the middle of a story. You said you and Ella, y'all like, built different.
We built different, bro. I get in this sauna, bro. It's like 140, 150, man. Like, bro, that thing hit by 10 minutes. I'm in that motherfucker watching the clock. And Ella getting that thing, man. She in there chilling. And then I don't want to look like I want to get out because she's still in here. You know what I mean? So now I done got the 30 minutes. I'm up and about to fall out. And she up there all happy and shit. You know what I mean? I was like, I'll tell you, I can't handle that. That son will be whooping me, boy, up in there, man.
I thought you were supposed to be in there like at a 10-minute limit. You in it?
We go over that thing. Damn near, I watch a show. I damn near watch a show.
So it's at the crib. It's at the house too, right?
Yeah.
So you got
y'all got a sauna at home?
Oh yeah, man. They got portable saunas, bro. All you gotta do, hey, look it up, man. Costco got them. I got this one extra from Costco, man. So it's a 2-man sauna. All you gotta do is put it together right there, bro. It didn't even take long to put together.
Man, I don't
Easy
be
day, bro.
Like putting together the baby playpen.
I've been putting together so much shit, man. Other half shit. I became a straight up, man, damn near a carpenter.
Angeline don't put nothing together, bro. Like she don't put nothing together. So I'm the put together person, bro. Like I'd be like, you could put this together. Like you could throw the legs on this joint. She just be looking at it, bro. Hey, so while we talk about working out, I joined this. I didn't join. Let me get it straight. Somebody we know started a running club up, right, on the Nike running joint. Mm-hmm. And I saw people racking up miles. I'm a competitive person. So I'm like, well, how you do this? How you get in? And, he was telling me how to do it. And I'm like, so the one dude that was in the lead had 16 miles done by day 2. And I'm like, yo, this is sick. Whoever this is a sick person. But who do I think I am? Sicker. Like, I'm like, yo, I can catch up. You know what I mean? So I start running. I remember I was doing, I do 8 miles. Like the little app don't register the miles every time, right? So if you do 8, it got you at like 7.5 or something like that. So I hit 8 the first day, 8 the second. So I'm at 16 by the third day of this challenge. So I'm at least like, I'm not in the challenge though. Like I'm on the outside looking in.
I didn't see your name. I thought you was in it. I was in it. I was like, no, I know. I see your thing. I see when you work out. I know what you're doing.
Yeah. So I've been getting it in. So I racked up like 44 miles this month so far, right? Up through Sunday. So I know I could have hit 100, but so I racked up 44 miles up through Sunday. Sunday, I'm like, yo, I'm going to chill. I'm going to give my legs a break. I've been running a lot. You know, I ain't really the stretch king. And for all my people in the Navy that's listening right now, like, oh no, like you need to stretch. Hit me up, y'all. Help me out. Like, help me out. I don't want to be like David Goggins, so help me out. But I'm not stretch. I'm not the stretch king, Pauls, right? So I hit my man, one of my boys. I'm like, yo, let's go shoot around on a basketball court. He like, man, I don't know about that. He 40, you know, he just 40s. He like, I don't know about that. I ain't played in a while. I'm like, look, trust me, bro. Like, it's only going to be us two. If it's anybody on the court, we going to go to a different court. Like, I really just want it to be us two, bro. So hit him up. We go hit the court up, bro, on Sunday, bro. And I'm like, this is what we going to do. We going to throw 10 shots up a piece. From wherever we want on the court, that's it. Boom, bro. Day later, I'm in urgent care, man. like day later, bro. You know, so I told my goodness. I don't got an XO. I got a deputy CO, right? Civilian. I was talking to him today because he just came back off emergency leave, and I'm talking to him about it. We walked because all they knew from the first day was that it was basketball. Like I ain't talked to somebody long enough for them to hear the whole thing. So he was talking to me about it. He's like, you know, like she was running the game or something. You know, I'm like, no, it's just me and my boy, man, taking it easy on the court. He was like, yo, don't tell nobody that. You know what I mean? He was like, this is kind of embarrassing. You know what I mean? So I was like, you know, he was joking around. We was on our way to NDOC, and I'm like, it is what it is, man. But basically, Damon, I say all that to say we getting old, bro.
Yeah.
You know, I'm getting old, man.
Yeah. You got to take it easy, bro. No doubt about that, man. And look, and I done went to more like the more reps now, man. I used to try to go here. I'm going here.
Yeah.
Man, I'm out there. I'm lightweight now, but I'm doing something. I'm being active. That's what my mind then went to now. Hey, I'm just going to stay active. You know what I mean? Consistent and active. I'm not going to be lifting a lot of weights. I'm going to stay active, though. Yeah.
Hey, so something else happened, and I'm going to shut up. I went to raggedy ass Planet Fitness, right? Like, so, you know, I'm limping. I sprained my knee. So long story, like I went to the medical, boom, boom, boom. I got a knee sprain. So I'm walking kind of like paying attention to the knee. So I'm favoring the knee. It's a dude, and I don't notice it at first, Damon. It's a young dude in Planet Fitness, and he limping too. But his joint is like super dramatic. Like it's really a drawn out limp. You know, so I'm looking at him. It's the same leg as mine. But like, yo, bro, his leg real low. Like, it's like really exaggerated, right? And so I think in my head, I'm like, yo, this dude is either mocking me or he messed up. Like, I'm thinking like he got like cerebral palsy or something. Like, not even like to be like not funny. Like, I'm thinking he's something wrong with him or whatever. Or he was mocking me, bro. So I looked at him, you know, now mind you, I'm ready to say something to him. Like, I'm ready to check this dude. Like, yo, bro, like, are you mocking me? But then I think about it, I'm like, no, something probably wrong with dude.
Right.
So me, you know, I'm super analytical. And so I look at him for a little bit to see if something really wrong with him. Right. And he was at the water fountain so long. So I went to the bathroom. He wound up coming in the locker room, walking regular. So I was like, yo, this young boy was mocking me, bro. He was mocking me, and I wanted to say something to him so bad. But I'm like, yo, let me get this. I'm like, yo, let me get this workout in, man, and get on up out of here, man. He was a little young boy, man. He probably was like 17, man. And I'm like, I can't believe
that,
this.
Though.
Yeah, like it's really something wrong with me for real. And you sitting here making he was blocking me. Man. I was like, yo, I was so tight up in that job. He almost made me hit that treadmill, bro. Like he almost made me want to hit that treadmill.
Don't do it, bro.
He was.
So, Tish, what you been had going on all week, Tish? What you been going on?
Man, it's been a long week. Okay, so first off, let me tell y'all why I'm late. Okay. And so I was going to talk about how my kids are here. You know, they're here until August because they're out for the summer or whatever. Those who don't know, my kids live with their dad in South Carolina. After I retired, they moved out there with him. They're 15 and 12. And so I get off at 4. I live like 15 minutes away. So by the time I get here, it's already like crunch time or whatever. And so crunch time for us to start, you know, to get on.
This part of your plans. He's like, we don't gotta be at crunch time like that.
Because I know it's late on the East Coast. So I'm like, that's why I'm like 4:30. That's the minimum amount of time that I need to be able to jump on. But I get here and this room, they have just destroyed the room. It's like chips, sunflower seeds, blankets all over. Like it just looks a hot mess. And then they unplugged some stuff. The monitor ain't plugged up. I gotta redo the entire setup. So that's why I came up in here late. But the good news is my kids are here. So we spend a lot of time together. When they first got here, they walked in each and every room, like trying to see what changed. It was so funny. Even like walking outside, they were like just kind of taking it all in. So that was pretty funny.
That ain't what they was doing.
What you say?
What them young boys was doing. That ain't what them young boys was doing. They was looking for evidence. They was looking for evidence.
You think so?
Yeah, they looking for evidence. They scoping out the scene, trying to see who been up in here. If somebody was up in here with their mom.
That's what they doing.
That's what I'd have been doing. I'm looking for something.
15 and 12?
At 15, I used to walk behind my mom outside in the street. I walk right behind her outside in the street, like right behind her. Especially when we about to walk past like a dude or like if we see the dude before we walk past, I'll walk right behind her. And then like if he turn around, I'm looking at him like, yeah, I'm right here. Right here, dog. You're not looking at my mom.
I'm going to have to start paying more attention because I just didn't think that they were old enough and I still look at them like they're 5. So
my whole life, if I go out with my mom, walk the street with her, you know, she'd be like, yo, let's go to the Avenue to get something. It's called Point Breeze for the people who live in Philly. She'd be like, hey, let's go to Point Breeze. I'm on my job. I'm on my radar. You know, I'm like, yo, let me make sure don't nobody look at her way. I probably blocked my mom so much from like opportunities with dudes out here in these streets.
No, you got a point because before they left, like we have that Life 360 app. And so they would be like texting me like, where you at? I'm looking at you on the Life 360 app. What apartments you at that got a pool? Man. Why are you at the beach? Like they would literally be texting me that. So you might be right. I'm gonna have to pay more attention to that.
Yeah, you gotta clock your mom. So they just scoping the scene. They investigating.
I'm gonna have to swivel.
Yeah, they investigating, yo.
Gonna have to swivel.
It's crazy that like in current news, right? This wasn't on the topic list. For the listeners, I ain't got no topics really. Damon did the heavy lifting when it come to topics. Damon did all the heavy lifting. I don't really have no topics. I do got one thing. Don't let me forget because it's about Airbnbs. I got a question. It just popped in my head about Airbnbs. And Tish, we got to pull you to the carpet on this. And I'm going to come to the carpet about something too. I got to do with Caitlin Clark a little bit later. I'm going to come to the carpet. But we got to pull Tish to the carpet.
Go. Okay.
But did I forget? Oh, before that, I want to tell the listeners this. That if you do listen and watch on YouTube, whatever, like, I don't know if we're talking to the YouTube people, but last episode, for the YouTubers and maybe this episode, I don't know if it's going to be video. The last episode was like 3.5 hours. I don't think this episode going to be that long. I just didn't have the bandwidth to make the video, honestly, y'all. I wanted to like have a weekend with my family and enjoy it. I didn't want to go through the video with the clips and all of that. So yeah, that's temperamental for the listeners right now, just to let y'all know that's temperamental depending on my life schedule. We had like kids' birthdays to go to and stuff like that. All right, that's that. I do want to say this though, Tish, and Damon probably saw the story too. What's up with these Airbnb people putting hidden cameras up in these Airbnbs?
Oh, I haven't seen it, but I have heard about it though. like, you're not supposed to have cameras inside unless you are also living inside. But it has to be in the common areas.
Nah, they got these in bedrooms, G.
That's what I heard. And like, someone else was telling me that they went to one and there was a camera facing the jacuzzi. I just think that's weird too. But
Damon, bro.
I mean, hey, look, I'm renting right now, right? And I don't have access to the ring. But the ring is on, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like the camera outside is on the whole nine. So I'm talking to people and I still can't get access to this thing.
Oh, but
bro.
you can't see it.
I can't see it. But I think they can see it though.
Yeah, they can.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've been I ain't gonna curse right now, man, but I've been bitching about it. I'm sorry.
He said,
like,
I
wasn't gonna curse.
And then
ain't gonna curse, but fuck.
Yeah, man. Like I've been talking about this, man. Like, and then on the front, like, so when it get dark, bro, the camera comes on, the light comes on, it don't go off. And I don't have access. Bro, I gotta pay electric bill on that, bro. You know what I mean? The light don't go off. I'm talking about even when somebody walk by, they ain't walking by, the light don't go off.
It just stays
daylight,
on.
Bro, the next day. When it comes daylight, that's when
I
it go
have
off.
those too.
Oh, they got that like flood watch.
Yeah, I think like flood lights just stay on the whole time.
Nah, hey, this is what I wanted to tell you though, Damon and Tish, with this Airbnb shit, right? So these people, they said they went to the Airbnb, right? And then the owner, that's what they call them, Tish, owners?
Yeah.
So the owner so they go to the Airbnb and they take a charger, a cell phone charger, like with them because they think it's like one of theirs. Like, so this somebody snatch a cell phone charger, they think it's one of theirs.
Mm-hmm.
The owner hit them up like, yo, I need my charger. I'm gonna need that charger back ASAP. With the charger. And they like, yo, why are you going so hard about it? It was like the person went hard about this charger. They like, why this person going hard about the charger?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm assuming they looked at this charger like, damn, like, is this to cure the cancer? Like
right.
What is this? And it was a camera, bro, in the cell phone charger. A fucking can. So it's like a black cell phone charger, the little box joint that you plug into the wall. It's black. And if you really look, the black thing is a glass. And behind it, it's a camera lens, bro.
Oh,
so they so they had that shit. And if you Google spy hidden cameras, they got that shit in light switches. I said I wasn't gonna curse as much this episode. Sorry. They got light switches, receptacle outlets, like all types of things. That's cameras, bro.
Wow, that's creepy. That's real creepy because so I can see why you would want to monitor the inside to make sure there's no parties going on. But there's like these noise monitors that you can hang up. They look like smoke detectors, but if the noise level gets above a certain decibel, it doesn't record anything. But if it gets above a certain decibel, then it'll let you know. Or if there's like smoke or something, it'll alarm me to let me know. But it, like I said, it doesn't record it doesn't take any recordings of voices. So I can't like listen in on what they're saying. And there's only cameras on the outside. That's weird. It's nasty.
These people, they watching people
anywhere.
Yeah. Huh?
We ain't having no damn cameras nowhere in the spot I'm staying in. What if I'm walking through there, man? I got my robe on. It might fall off or something. I don't know what may happen in the house. I don't want it in the living room. I don't want it nowhere. No, right? Like that's
nowhere
crazy,
on the
man.
inside.
Like,
that nowhere on the it's not. It's actually against the policy to have it on the inside. You can't do that,
now,
and they can actually report that to Airbnb, and then they'll get them in trouble.
Yeah, no. So that's what I'm hearing, right? Hey, for the listeners, this ain't. I'm gonna shut up. I promise, because this ain't supposed to be an Airbnb thing. This what I'm hearing that's happening is they reported to Airbnb. Airbnb drops the owner. Right? Like that's the trouble.
What do you mean
They dropped the owner, but that's it.
What
so
do you mean
Airbnb, like they get rid of the owner. Like the owner can't rent. You know, I don't know how like the verbiage, you probably know more about it than me. But Airbnb get rid of the person and like, hey, we don't trust the host, right? The host.
The host.
So we don't trust you, boom, boom, boom. But Airbnb don't report this to nobody else. Mm-hmm. It's not like a criminal report. It's not like no legal reporting or nothing. Airbnb just gets rid of the evidence that is people staying at Airbnbs being recorded. So they just, I heard it was like 35, either 3,500 or 35,000 like reports that was like just like kind of hidden, but people don't see. You know what I mean? Because they just getting rid of it's like DoorDash. You say you get some bad food, and they just stop dealing with the restaurant, but we never address like some of these other issues. You know, right. I got it.
Because how many indecent acts have they seen?
The joint I was watching, the dude was on a phone with the cops, the host, and he was confirming that he watched people in the bed like do shit in the bed. Like he watched people have sex.
No.
Like he said it. You know, he's like, hey, they asked him, they was like, so what type of things are you seeing? He was like, people be intimate and all that. Like me personally, I'm sorry that we having this conversation, honestly, Teach, because it's giving me a harder trust with like Airbnb.
Right. Right.
You know, I'm like, man, I'm going to be if I ever stay in another, and Angeline don't do it that much anyway, but if I ever, we need to look at everything, man.
Right. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. But that's the reason why at the end of this month, I got a Navy guy coming in. He's going to rent it for a year and I won't be doing Airbnb. It's too weird. It's too weird. And it's like a lot of bad hosts that messes it up for like the name of Airbnb and what it's really for. And you got a lot of people that don't just giving it a bad rep and it's just not what it used to be anymore. And then you have to deal with people. It's not as passive as I want it to be right now. I want it to be there. All I want to do is look at my bank account and make sure that rent check is there on the first. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's enough creeps in the world that creeps a trickle off into anything, right?
Right.
It's going to be creep teachers. It's going to be creep bus drivers. It's going to be creep Airbnbs. It's going to be creep people in the Navy. You know, it's enough creeps in the world that they trickle off everywhere. All right, that wasn't a topic.
But that was very relevant though, because you got people like Damon staying at you staying at an Airbnb, right?
Nah, I'm renting this spot.
Oh, okay.
Okay. It's not the house. It's just ring though. So,
but I know people do like in between duty stations. Sometimes they'll opt to stay like in an Airbnb or something, or some people will rent Airbnb just to get out the barracks and stuff. And so, yeah, y'all might want to look around to make sure. And on the listing, they're supposed to disclose where all of their cameras are. So
they ain't gonna disclose the camera that's like look like a phone charger.
Right. But if you go in there, the thing is, if you do find it, as soon as you get in one, look around and see if you can find anything that looks like a camera. And if you find it, report to Airbnb and ask for a refund and get your money back.
Yeah, they like, yo, the teddy bear camera. The teddy bear with the camera as an eye is in the bedroom directly across from the bed.
I've heard of people, some that like it's a camera, but it's in the smoke detector too. That's just weird. Let me find myself on one of these websites. on one of these on one of these XXX websites. Let me find my video on there.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You got OnlyFans.
So moving on from Airbnb.
Yeah.
I checked in, right? So I checked in the TPU banger, right? Shots out the TPU banger. They took care of me, man. As a matter of fact, let me throw some shots. I had MM1. I said I'm a shout them out, man. MM1 Garden took care of me, man. Give me my flights, get me checked in and all that stuff, man. Then also ABE2 Griffin. I don't know if you know that name. Remember that name?
I
probably know his
name.
She was part of your panel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, she's on there.
So she's up here and she did NDOC. Right? She did the whole NDOC for everybody who was coming in. And bro, she kicked ass in NDOC.
Yeah.
Like she gotta be no shit. She's like the go-to person. But everything that was going on right there, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. So I was just standing off, like listening to her talk. She started talking about she had a podcast and things like that. So I didn't know either. Actually, I called Damo about it. Damo, the one said she was on the panel. I didn't see who was on your panel.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so now she was talking. She cool people though.
Yeah, she good.
So shouts out to them, man. But I had one experience I had, man. Well, actually, two experiences. One I want to talk about most definitely was about when I checked in, they give you this checkout sheet, right? So I'm going through all these checkout sheets, like probably about 5 or 6 forms that I have to go through and check in. They got no desk, nowhere for me to go sit. So I'm right in the doorway doing all this paperwork right here. I got to move for somebody every time they come through the door. I'm moving for them. But no big, right? So I started doing it. I thought I filled out everything. I gave it back to the petty officer, and she said, "That's cheap. You didn't fill out everything." And I was like, "Well," I said, "There's nothing else for me to fill out." I said, "Everything that apply to me. Everything else says, E6 and junior, right?" And she was like, "Well, Master Chief, everybody you got to fill out everything. You got to still initials. You got to still initial it." And I'm like, I said, I have no problem with initialing it, but if it says E6 and junior,
obviously,
I wasn't going to just initial it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she hit me. Only why I'm bringing this story because she hit with the Master Chief thing, man. Like I was trying to, I'm trying to say, well, I'm a Master Chief. I ain't got to do this. That ain't the case. The case is the shit says E6 and junior. That's why I didn't sign it. But bro, she Master Chief the shit out of me, man. Like, come on, come on, Master Chief. You know what I mean? Like, just sign the shit type stuff, right? And it was talking about, them, when they show up to TPU, they stand duties, they do all type of stuff when they there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it got them, they have different signatures for all that stuff to make sure they apply, they know where they going, know where they need to be at, and all that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, she Master Chief shit out of me, man. I want to bring that story up, man, because it happened to me a couple times, man. Like right there. So the day it happened to me, and this story is kind of crazy, man. So I got somebody picking me up at the airport, right? When I fly in tomorrow. One of my boys is gonna pick me up. I was gonna change into my uniform and head on to the ship or whatever, right? So I find out that they already got all this arranged for me. They got somebody picking me up. They got blah, 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 all this stuff going on. I'm like, damn. You know what I mean? I said, do I have to do that? I said, I got somebody picking me up. Come on, Master Chief. We got all this. Like, Master Chief again. I was like, what? Why did he hit me with this Master? Bro, I'm talking about I was getting Master Chief like the whole time there, man. Like I'm trying to get over or I'm trying to get out of something. No, I'm just... It's funny, yeah. That's how I took it, though. TPU banger. That's how I took it. I want you guys to know. I took it as that.
That's that first 72.
At TPU, man. I had a great time there, man. I was there for a week, man. So they got me out of there quick, though, boy. It wouldn't even take long, man. Got me out of there.
They don't play when they come to get you on board the ship, man. These ships don't be playing.
Yeah,
man.
they gonna get you on there.
Oh, hey, they told me they asked for me by name, bro. For everybody else, they said Nimitz Sailors. But for me, they put DCCM Leggings. Like I was the only one with a name there, bro. In the little message they sent to TPU, bro. They wouldn't fuck around with me.
They said we are not about to be and do better.
Yeah. And the crazy thing is, other people be like, yeah, I was at TPU for 4 months. The shit. It's like, but when it's you there for a week, bro. Barely get the seat warm, bro.
A week, bro.
I've been here for 4 months. They told me just when I finished school, just to chill here, wait for the ship to come back. You're like, not me.
Damo, one more story about it, man. So before they came and told me they had a ticket, the same day, right? Okay, the first day I get there. The second day, the civilian guy come in. He said, "Hey, I'm telling you guys right now, we got no accounting for nothing. Nobody probably not leaving until the end of the month, right? That's probably the first time somebody can leave, bro. Time he walks out, M1 walks in and say, "You got your ticket." I was like,
you thought you was good.
Yeah, man. I thought I was chilling, boy. They got me quick, man. They went fucking around, man.
No.
I got a question for y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Some shit happened. Well, damn, I guess I wasn't gonna curse that much. Something happened. A thing happened. It's a seller at one of the commands I work around. Not necessarily at my command, but one of the commands I work around. somehow this dude got 4 ladies pregnant at the same time, right? Like around the same space of time. So he about to have 4 kids, you know what I mean? So, and then like, so it's a seriousness to this because it's a command kind of thing too. So it's like, all right, we got the paternal leave. We got the paternal leave policy.
I know where you going. I know where you going with this. Oh, shit. Oh,
so the paternal leave is like 12 weeks, you know, for qualifying birth.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I don't think the Navy prepared for a dude to knock up 4 chicks at the same time. Like, I don't think when the people put this together, they ever thought like, hey, what about the off chance that somebody knocks up 4 different women at the same time? Like, how do we write that in? You know what I mean? Because right now, to my belief, you know, and I didn't comb it that hard for the sake of having this conversation on the pod. But to my belief, for every qualifying birth, you have the 12 weeks and you have up until a year to take it.
Yeah.
So this dude could literally take a year of free baby leave, bro. Like the command, I'm sure the command might have to step in and control it, but
hey, bro, I can see how the conversation can go, bro. It's gonna be like this. They gonna call him in. Triad gonna call him in. They know he got 4 kids, and they gonna say, "Hey, we let you know right now. We know you got 4 kids, and you're not gonna be able to take all of that leave. I just want you that baby leave. Just let you know." And I can see him saying right now, "Why?
Yeah.
Why? Like why?
Yeah.
Why I can't take it? That'd be my question. Like why?
Yeah.
Why I can't take it?
Yeah. It's 4 different kids, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And don't give them a bad eval.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like, yo, like I gotta, like y'all punishing me for
having 4 kids,
for having kids,
by 4 different women at the same time.
Yeah.
That's
if
crazy.
I was here last year, you know, I was running JEA. You know, if I was here last year, it ain't my fault I had 4 kids.
Wow.
That's funny, man. I don't want to get too deep because it's a real live situation. It's funny, but it's funny. It's funny.
Yeah.
It's funny.
It really is.
Because it's like, yo, like you had a great weekend or a great whatever that was, but now you about to have lifelong responsibilities. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, man.
Imagine if all of them hit him for child support. He ain't getting no check.
Well, you know, he's gonna be somebody mad right there, so I'm sure he gonna get hit across the head.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah.
Rio probably really upset right now.
Right. Because that first one that get in, get the most, just so they know. If you a listener, look, if you one of the girls, one of the 4, you better get in that child support office immediately because the first one get the most money because they gonna calculate every kid. So right now you in a good spot where you can be like, he ain't got no other kids, and then they take that, you know, into consideration. But the number 2 and number 3 and 4, they gonna take every kid before into consideration on how much you gonna get child support. And that depends on the state. But, you know, you might want to go ahead and get in there first.
You gotta get in there first.
You gotta
That's like the Chick for real. That's like the Chick-fil-A sale they did today. They like, hey, make sure y'all get down here.
You gotta get in. You gotta get in there first, so you can get the most money.
It seemed like people just having kids now, though. To me, is it just me, or it seemed like people just more so recklessly having kids more than they did back in the day? You know, even before, I don't know about, like, even like where I'm from, like Philly, like they just be dropping kids out, like people. And I mean, like people that's not even in like people having kids off a one night stand.
Not in relationship,
right? Yeah.
Like y'all just like you having a kid,
right?
You know, I was talking to somebody else that's having a kid, and you know, good conversation, but it's like, I'm like they, you know, you got all these plans. It's like, yo, honestly, I don't even know if it's mine yet. I gotta figure that part out. I'm like, this not your girl? No, that ain't my girl. Like we just met. It was a quick thing. I'm like, dang.
Yeah.
A lot of shit going on in the world, though. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not crazy surprised. So speaking of things going on in the world, y'all, this Trump thing, man. Like we can't just brush over. We can't act like we know they try to take old Trump out, man. You know, we not political guys here. We don't talk about politics. We don't do all that stuff. But somebody tried to take Trump's life. That's what it really looked like, man. Like it actually, you know, somebody tried to take him out, man. That's crazy. Like I think that then that goes right into my next thing, man. Like why politics can get so crazy. Like people start talking about politics and it straight up can be fights by 30 minutes later.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I never knew why like people can get so upset about this stuff, man. But it gets to a point, man, when we talking about we taking somebody's life. You know what I mean? Like that's on a whole nother level, man. I don't care what they doing, how they doing it. We talking about taking a life. Whew, crazy, bro.
I think politics could get crazy because people don't accept they don't accept impartiality. Hopefully I said that right. And then people don't accept opposition. Mm-hmm. Like they don't accept differences, you know? So for instance, like I could sit here and say like, and I don't want to get too deep into people specifically, but I could sit here and say some good stuff that Trump did to like somebody that's not a Trump supporter. And they could hate me for it, you know? Mm-hmm. And then I could sit here and say some things about Trump that I don't like. And then the Trump supporter would like hate me for it, you know? So it's like, that's the hard part. It's like Drake and Kendrick fans, like right now, like they at this locked tight battle of like, you know, and it's probably easier for me to use the Drake Kendrick analogy than talk about politics because a Drake fan and a Kendrick fan, they got like a different moral standpoint in a sense. Like, whereas like the Kendrick fans, they worried about the art. They worried about like the music having a meaning, a message, and the craftsmanship and all of that. Where the Drake fans, they talking about how much did it sell? How much did it stream? Was it a bop? You know what I mean? So Kendrick fans, they're going to argue against sales, streams, and bops. And Drake fans going to argue against Pulitzer Prizes and Grammys. Like, and we don't care about Pulitzer Prizes and Grammys. We care about Billboard. Mm-hmm. So if you come somewhere in the middle, you're not going to fit into that group. Then if you come into this other group, you automatically get, you know, they call you a glazer, whatever the new, you know, stuff they making up. Yeah, it's like new slang. Like they like, how you coping, you glazing. Like, and it's like, yo, I'm like literally like just defending this one point. So, and I think it's the same way with like grown ass, and these 20-year-old people, right? But I think it's the same way with grown ass adults about politics, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like this person was talking about, it's a Kendrick, he got a song called We Cry Together, where it play like a play between a lady and a man, and they arguing about, you know, it was like, fuck you, right? Yeah. And this person was talking about, oh yeah, this debuted at number 16 on Billboard and dropped to number 81. It's atrocious. It dropped to 81. Boom. And my response was like, well, and they was, of course, you can't talk about Kendrick now without talking about Drake and vice versa. So my response was like, well, Drake wouldn't make a song like that. Like he don't make those kinds of songs. So the person took that. I don't know how they took it, but they like, man, you know, they like, man, if Drake would have made that song, it would have been number one. But I'm like, but he would have never made it, you know? Yeah. And then I'm like, so then they like, I could, that's how I know you don't listen to Drake. Drake make any song you want to make, boom, boom. And I'm like, yo, you know, and I don't know why I'm even engaged in this internet conversation, right? I'm overqualified for this conversation, honestly. Like, talk about music, not even to sound cocky, I'm way overqualified for this. You know, I'm like, and this person probably 20 years old or something.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, yo, Drake said himself, he don't make conceptual songs. He don't like making songs that like is a story. He don't like doing it. Like he like to talk about his life as it is today. Like he don't like creating these characters and doing all that stuff Kendrick did. He don't like doing it. And I pulled an article of him saying it, like from 2013, where Drake said it himself. I'm like, yo, dude, I'm not saying he don't do it. And I was like, I'm not even saying he can't. I'm saying he won't. And I'm like, this is him saying it. I ain't even saying it. And the dude's response was pull up the article where he helped Kendrick out and put him on tour. I'm like, yo, this some got nothing to do with the point that I'm making, right? And I should have stopped. Somebody got on Facebook, they was like, yo, what's more amazing is the fact you just kept having this conversation with, you know, with this person. But I mean, like, so basically, like, that's just my example of how, like, people just move the goalposts when it comes to politics. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then politics always, like, in these recent times, and even like maybe 10 years ago, it seemed like politics always extend to like a racial conversation, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
it always goes there, man. If you talk about politics long enough, it most definitely gonna end up with some racial or something like that. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
No doubt.
And honestly, going back to like the attempted assassination, I don't know if I'm kind of a conspiracy theorist when it comes to this. I'm like, did he set that up for clout? because I don't know, like the way that the Secret Service jumped in there to secure the scene, but they just stood there waiting on everybody to get their good pictures and the good coverage before they took them off stage. I don't see people yoked off stage much faster than that. They had him on that stage for a little minute. That's one. Two, he walking off like this. If I just got shot at and my ear, in my mind, my ear dangling, I'm not holding up the fist. Like, power to the people. They ain't take me out. Either Trump is a thug.
Trump we all get rich and die trying.
Right.
Baby. Let's go.
Right. Like, and it ain't even to pick fun at it. I was just like, this just seems so crazy to me. How everything is like going down. It just seemed real crazy to me. I don't know.
The beauty of podcasts for the listeners is like, especially ours, is it's 3 different hosts. Right? And the 3 different hosts got 3 different opinions. Yep. You know what I mean?
That's Damo way of saying I ain't got nothing to do with that.
Yeah. I ain't even want to talk about the shit. You know what I mean? I know what happened with Alex Jones when it came to Sandy Hook. And like him on his podcast and shit like that. Now he got paid $965 million. That's $965 million is a lot of fucking money.
It is. Wait, look, don't come over here thinking you gonna get that because this ain't the podcast.
He offered them $55 million. Yo, you got paid $960. I got $55.
I got $55 for you. I got $55 for you. Put something on it.
So I'm mum. I don't got shit to say about that topic. And that's why I was like started talking about Kendrick and Drake.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm not in the politics thing either, but the Trump assassination snag is different than us talking about politics. That's why I wanted to bring it up.
It is crazy talking about politics. And I remember like we didn't really like even talk politics like in the office. It wasn't really a topic of conversation. But now everybody got an opinion about it too. That's the other thing. Like it comes up in normal conversations now. Whereas way back, it really didn't.
Well, speaking of that.
Yeah, somebody died. Somebody died though. Like another, like a fire chief died in this, like we lost real life in this assassination attempt. We lost real, and then somebody else was injured.
Yeah.
Yeah, this like you said, Tish, like the politic thing is coming up, so much in normal like discussions and normal talk every day that the Navy have reiterated and put out a message. Right? So it's just reiterated what they already got. The Department of the Navy celebrates democracy and is committed to continuing to support and defend the Constitution of the United States as a Salem Marine civilian personnel have done for nearly 250 years. Now that 2024 election season is upon us, it is more important than ever for us to remember that the DON is a political body and our members cannot participate in activities that could appear to imply sponsorship, approval, or endorsements of political candidates, campaigns, or cause. Public trust and confidence depend on this. So they pretty much, what we already know, they just wanted to reiterate, put out another message, talk about the same thing. So, hey, everybody out there, keep that shit in mind, man. You're wearing that uniform, you better keep that shit in mind.
It's people that's not keeping it in mind, though. No, we can kind of get into that.
Right.
Like, we could talk about that. It's people that's not keeping it. They all over the internet. And it's been like that for a while. It's people all over the internet affiliating with people, doing shit and all this. They've been doing it for a long time. Leaders, like you know what I'm saying? And that's the part I don't understand. Yeah. You know what I mean?
But you can be affiliated, but you just can't you can't
be it
do
all
it
on Facebook. You can't be it all on Facebook.
If you're Facebook, you also have military related stuff and you in uniform, and then you have that all over your Facebook. Like, okay, now you're mixing military and your political views, and you can't do that. You can't be like at rallies with your uniform on. You can't do that either. So, yeah.
Well, I'm going to read this again now. It says, our members cannot participate in activities that could appear to imply sponsorship, approval, or endorsement of a political candidate, campaign, or cause.
Yeah, but
that's saying a lot right there, man.
But that's if like implying endorsement means I got on a uniform and it looks like the Navy is endorsing this, or I got the like I'm there, the Navy is sponsoring me to be there type deal.
I mean, is that like the legal? Is that like the legal thing?
Because members, that what kills. He says members cannot.
Because you can like you can go to a rally. Like that's freedom of speech. You can't stop somebody from, you can't impede on somebody's constitutional rights, but you just can't you can't give the appearance that the military is endorsing your action.
So endorse says, like, I'm looking at the definition, right? And this the Google definition. I don't know what damn dictionary. It says endorse says declare one's public approval or support of, right? Mm-hmm. So it's people like posting pictures and shit, like posting like the fist up picture. Like it's people like posting that as they profile pictures. And all is that not an endorsement of ours people?
So it depends on, because your endorsement is one thing. The Navy doesn't want it to look like the Navy is endorsing anything.
But I don't think Damon read that like that.
I must didn't read it right or something. I don't know.
Can't. From what I'm hearing, that we can't endorse. Like I can't get on Facebook and say, "Hey, such and such should be the next president." Like the way I read it, am I off there? The way I heard you read it, like not saying like what I'm saying is this, Tish. Like we wear the uniform, so we represent the military 24/7.
Right.
So I can't get on my Facebook and say, "Hey, I'm for X person, vote for X person."
So you can't say vote for X person, but you can have
put it in the background.
So I can do everything but say. I can do everything but say those words.
So when it comes to the thing is, when it comes to social media.
I can have Donald Trump. I'm sorry to cut you off, right? I can have Donald Trump, but I'm still cutting you off. I'm sorry, but I'm still cutting you off. So I can have Donald Trump all the way down my timeline, and as long as I don't say vote for him,
that's what I'm saying with social media. You also have your military affiliation on there, so now you're mixing the two. Because you got picture you in uniform. Oh, I'm in the military. It's the same thing to what I was saying. Some topic or some not these topics, but some episodes ago when I was talking about a sailor that was doing OnlyFans. We can't stop her from doing OnlyFans, but you just can't be linked to the military because that's discredits to good order and discipline. It is service discrediting, and so we can't limit somebody's freedom of speech. Like you can be for Trump, or for Biden or whoever, you can go to a rally. And this is like from, having discussions in the legal office of like interpretation of the law and stuff like that. I don't know if they have since gone and fine-tooth combed and made new policies and stuff like that. But the issue is you can't impede on somebody's right of freedom of speech.
But you can't get on Facebook, right? Now, here's a question. You can't get on Facebook and say, hey, the president is old. He shouldn't be the president.
No,
you can't do that, right?
You can't. You
he's
can't
still the
do
president.
that.
No doubt, you can't say about the president. He's still in office.
But and the thing is, like I know at one point it was like, okay, so if a military member has nothing military affiliated on their page, nothing, like they have two separate pages, and the two pages don't coincide, don't link with each other or anything. Now, is that person going against a policy? I remember that being a discussion. And so going back.
Where was that a discussion at? In
the office? Yeah, in the office.
I mean, like, what's that though? Like, in the office, like we had discussions in my office about a million things.
But in the legal office of giving, when we're talking about like, okay, how do we handle these cases? What information are we going to give these COs? Because we got COs calling us, asking us these questions. Like, and it became a real big issue when the George Floyd thing was happening too. Because we had a lot of people having discussions and it led to political conversations. And then back when Trump was running the first time, it was a lot of East versus West Coast type thing, like red versus blue. And people were putting all over their pages their political stand. And, and it was just like, it created a whole bunch of controversy. And so you can, as an individual, still support these. You can donate. You can be a KKK and be a member of the military. Honestly, you can. You just can't mix the two.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm reading down a little bit more. It says all service members may register, vote, and express personal opinions on political candidates and issues, but not as a representative of the armed forces.
Yeah.
So if you're how do you not do it?
It says promote and encourage others to exercise their voting franchise if such does not constitute use of their official authority or influence and interfere with the outcome of the election. Join a partisan or non-partisan political club and attend meetings when not in uniform. But you still influence it. I don't understand that part. Like
I can understand. Like I can understand like me moonlighting in some political office and don't nobody know me in this city I'm in right now.
Right.
Right. Doing whatever on the low and nobody know me. But if I'm on Facebook and I'm in the military and I have a rank, I'm a ranking officer, a ranking whatever, and my page ain't private, I'm public and I'm in one picture in my uniform, then I'm in one picture just campaigning for this candidate. Like I don't see like I don't know. And I could be super stupid, super wrong. I'm not that political. I don't really get into that.
There was a line that like they had came up with, like, put this on your social media page, and it says like you'll sometimes go to some people's pages, they still have it on there. It'll be like the opinions are mine only and not those of the United States Navy type deal. So you still
then they
see,
just get their shit off.
Like, and then like that's like
it's like the pod, Joe. Like you get a pod out, then you just get your shit off.
Right. That's like what's the phrase that you use? Like when you talking to a senior person and you about to say something disrespectful.
Permission to speak freely, Tish.
Yeah.
Yo, Tish. Hey, for the listeners. Hey, it's the end of the episode, y'all. Yo, for the listeners, the episode is over. The episode is over, yo.
I'm clocking out.
I want to respect you, but I can't. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I want to respect you, but I can't. And I'm going to tell you why. Because
hey, your boy said you're 60 years old.
I want to respect you. I want to respect you.
I thought there was another
but
one,
I can't. And I'm going to tell you why.
Oh, man. That was funny.
I'm finding out. I'm cutting my camera off. Crazy. I'm unplugging the mic.
That's over. Hey, that's a good exit out of that. Well, I mean, what have we not covered here? So it was an assassination attempt on Trump. It appears as if Tish thinks some shit was made up there. However, it was a real loss of life.
It was a real loss,
right?
Yeah.
I didn't present an opinion on this, right? Just because I ain't presenting an opinion, please don't make any assumptions on mine. Damon also quietly didn't present an opinion on if he thought it was an attempt or not. Smart move, right? Only person. And if y'all been listening long enough, y'all should know Tish is gonna be the one that's gonna jump out that window.
I'm gonna be the one.
She gonna be the one that's gonna jump out of that window. Honestly, honest to God, don't have a solid opinion on that. Like honest, like I don't like having opinions on things like that I don't do any research on.
Yeah.
Like I really only know it was somebody else killed, not from a news story, but from like listening to another podcast. Like I know it was a fire chief. Like I did no research on that stuff, and maybe I should start doing research on politics and stuff. But I get most of my information from books. I don't watch the news. I don't, trust none of that stuff. It's just crazy times, man. Like I think I saw on the tickler on the news that like President Biden caught COVID and he's quarantined. You know what I mean? And
I heard something where they think he got dementia.
Oh my Lord.
Teach, man. What's the next topic, man?
Next topic, man. Let's talk about NAV. Let's talk about NAV admin 13924. We're going to give some shout outs to some Fleet Award winners, man, because Tish doing too much, man. So we got
my mic off.
We got some winners here, man, for the 2023 Fleet Awards, man. Arleigh Fleet Trophy Award recipient for their outstanding improvement in battle efficiency. And it was the USS Pasadena, SSCN 752. And from the Pacific Fleet, the Strike Fighter Squadron 137. Shouts out to them. And also we got the Majori Sterett Battleship Fun Award is recognized superior performance in the battle efficiency competition. The 2023 winners are the USS New York, and that's from the USS, that's US Fleet Forces, and then for Pacific Fleet is USS Macon Island. So shouts out to them, man. Good job, well done.
Shouts out to the Macon Island. It's funny, right? You named like 8 ships, right? It's only one, John. Shout out to the Macon Island, y'all. You know what I mean? Shout out Macon Island Rock with the bacon, boy. Hey, congrats to all y'all. Shout out to all y'all, man. Yeah. Good work, man. It's always good to hear that type of stuff.
Yeah, for real.
Good work.
Hey, so y'all know my topics always be kind of wild. And so I had sent in the group chat this picture. So I saw on social media, I jump on social media only to get my Navy, get my Navy wheels going, because I'm so like removed and detached from it on a day-to-day basis. But I saw this one, it was the picture that I sent of let me see. So it said, Navy's dumbest cheaters. And it had a picture of 2 sailors, Cheater 1 and Cheater 2. Under Cheater 1, it had married, liar, cheater. Under Cheater number 2, it said mistress, homewrecker, sleeps with married women. And the problem, is that this was printed out and it was put on cars on base. Like a flyer. So I don't know if I've ever seen anything as entertaining as something like that. Like you go to your car and you like, oh, who putting flyers out? Who having a Chick-fil-A sale? Nah. It ain't no Chick-fil-A sale. It's world's dumbest cheaters that somebody done got pissed the hell off and done went and print, probably on government paper. They probably printed it at work. They used the Navy's ink, the Navy's paper, the Navy's time, and then went out while on duty. They went out,
fool run,
and put it on windshields. So you come out to your car and then you see this just on your window.
Hey, we gonna get into this, Tish, a little bit because you real treacherous, for this story, right? So, the first place I take issue at, right, is you said you get on social media for to get your Navy on, right?
Yeah.
And you ain't talking about getting on my Navy HR Facebook page,
no,
but is like you ain't talking about jumping on like BOL,
no,
quick links, you ain't hitting none of that. You're going somewhere where you finding printouts of cheaters.
No.
That's how she get her fix, world.
No, I was just strolling.
Prep. Like
I was strolling through my
feed. Look at a nav admin the first.
Nuh-uh. Because I really didn't. Because I did look up there was something. I don't even remember what it was. There was
you
something.
remember this though, right?
Yeah, I remember this. I remember this. Yeah, there was something else. It was like, we'll get it the Fleet Center. I
want to respect you, but I can't. And I'm going to tell you why. Because
listen, I remember that because it was funny. It was funny to me. I was this right here, I'm like that back in my day.
Yeah.
I can't imagine. Like, what's wrong with the Navy today? I'm like the rest of the retirees.
Nah, so, my other problem is this, Tish. And this ain't just a problem with you, right? This is a problem with society as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe we could dig into it because it's probably going to be some, other alternative thoughts. Like putting these pictures up on people's cars of these people. Like, man, you don't know what these people liable to do. Like, this shit could fuck their mental health up.
Yeah, it really can. It really can.
That's like bullying in a way, but it's also some real, in this era, and that's my issue with this hypocritical era we live in, where people be so focused on mental health, but then you'll print out a picture of somebody and post it on cars, right? And this would be the same person that say they chief don't care about them and their mental health, but you're doing this to a peer of yours.
Mm-hmm.
It's other ways to do. Now, where I'm saying is it could be a argument, I guess, because somebody would be somebody else, one of y'all might be thinking well, why the fuck the person cheating? And let's get into the fact that
I saw that in the comments. Actually, there was just they got what they deserve. I don't know if I agree with that.
Yeah,
well,
I don't know if I agree with that.
My only thing I got is whoever put them out there and put all the flyers up, they gotta be ready for all the smoke, right? It's like if I come up and slap Damo, right? If I slap Damo, I have to be ready to defend myself, right? Because I'm ready for that because I done did one of the things that you can't do to nobody. And spit on somebody, slap somebody, so
That's different.
Huh?
That's different.
If you post those things, you got to be ready for the smoke.
If you post them, this is my opinion, so we got a little difference of opinion.
Yeah.
If you post them, you're not ready for the smoke because you wouldn't have posted them. In my opinion, you'd have done something like you saying. You'd have came up and not slap, but you'd have came with the smoke. Yeah. If you post them, you're hiding. You don't want to get found out. Hopefully, you're not a pod listener. Hopefully, you ain't a pod listener. There's a pod listener that
right. I feel like the one
they talking about me, but 5 minutes later they oh shit, they talking
just
about
by looking
me.
at it.
They hide Damo.
I don't think so either.
In this picture right here, they face there. The other person who posted it, whoever took this picture anyway, that
posted it, faces there.
Well, no. I'm saying the picture that Tish sent.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what?
No, that's just somebody else. But you can you can look at who else gonna have the motive like that. It has to be the spouse of the married one that would have done something.
Yeah.
I can't think of anybody. So I agree with Damon. I think they are ready for the smoke. They said, okay, I'm about to do this, and then they just sitting back okay, now what? They ready for whatever.
Come see me.
Yeah, whatever gonna come
somebody
after
probably gonna
that.
come see them.
It's two people it could be here, yo. Because we talk about Navy boat relationships, right? So
probably.
It could be the spouse. It could be the spouse, but in a Navy boat relationship, right? I'm sorry, y'all know this. It's always a competitor for the cheat. There's always a competitor that want to be there's always a competitor to be the cheatee. Another home record competitor. Cheat on your spouse for me.
Not this person.
I want to be the person you cheat on your spouse for. Boy. So it's either the spouse or that person that would rather be with the person and they hating, yo.
Hey, man.
That's a hater for real.
Hey, I want all you guys to know out there in the world, all the listeners right now, man. That what Damo just said, you should think about it. The thoughts of Damo. That was one of them right there. What goes the Damo to come up with? He just came up with right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, but y'all know, you know why y'all laughing? Because y'all know it's true.
Yeah.
It's always a line for this person. It's never just one person. It's always another person. It'd be like people married with a person waiting on.
watching.
Lurking
in the P-Ways. Staying up at midnight and shit, like 1, 2 in the morning.
It looks bad. You know, you look real bad and desperate. Hey, for the young sellers, right, that listen to us too. Like, and y'all be thinking like people don't know this type of shit. You know what I mean? Like, hey, we know all this stuff.
We know.
But like, yo, you, the person that's waiting, and some people wait. They play the low game, dog. Like some people will wait a year and a half.
They will.
Bruh, and then they still there, bruh.
Mm-hmm.
You look real bad in that year and a half that you waited. You look real fucking bad.
And you know what?
You're going to catch her during movie night when my man on watch. Hey, can we, you watching the scary movie? Like you going to try to put that work in, that long game work. We know what y'all doing out there.
This flyer could be, the level of petty that somebody have to go through. A lone lurker could do something like that.
I think it's a long lurker, Tish. I think it's a long-term lurker.
You might be on to something. You might be on because the
spouse is like Damon said, the spouse is about smoke. Spouse ain't going through all that. Like, that person, it looked like a wanted poster for like Billy the Kid. Like, the way they put it together. Like, that person should be a part of MWR. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, yo, make these posters. Let's sell this event. The spouse ain't going through all that. The spouse calling somebody that they shouldn't call, most likely. Like, at the command, they calling some random yeoman chief. Like, hey, my such and such cheating on me. The random yeoman chief, like, nah, call the CMC. Now the CMC
call the ombudsman.
Yeah, call the Simeo, yo. Talk to the Simeo. Simeo will take care of you. You know what I mean? Chaps. It's the person, yo. It's the lurker. It's the long-term lurker, yo.
Oh, man.
That's the new name, y'all.
The long-term lurker.
Yeah.
Long-time lurker.
Yeah, long-term lurker.
Long-term, right? Long-term.
Yeah, long-term is better. The long-term lurker, man.
Yeah, that's
like half.
That's like the person who's been waiting a long time to be Jody. He just can never be Jody. He can just never be Jody.
Looking for at the end of the all hands call. Say that one thing, man.
Yeah.
Say them couple words at the end of the. Hey, this shit was long, wasn't it? I see what y'all. I see what y'all be doing out there, man. Like, oh man. Yeah. So on a serious note, Tish, I don't think it's right, Tish. I think it's really bad for these sellers. Personally, I would be concerned if somebody posted up a bunch of posters about my seller all through the parking lot. I would be personally concerned. You know what I mean? Like about how my seller was doing. Like, who knows? Who knows how that works? But again, cheating is not the greatest thing you could do either. But
yeah. But it's the same when people post stuff on social. I think it's worse on social media because you have a larger audience. This ended up on social media, so it's going to transfer over.
People pass it around.
Yeah,
man.
But I don't know. Having a flyer,
you can go home and turn that shit off.
Right. I was about to say,
is this you?
Damon.
Yeah,
you can't.
But
you can turn yourself off from it.
Y'all OGs, y'all OGs, and y'all mature. Y'all OGs, y'all mature. Social media don't affect y'all like it affect somebody in their 20. Like I just read a book about this. Like it don't affect y'all.
You sure did.
Like I can understand you saying that, Damon. Like, yo, you can turn it off. And I can understand you saying that, Tish. But that ain't what these young people is they actually have a harder time with the social media joint than with the real world scenario. Some of these people, like, they could turn off the real world scenario and then they only stuck with the comments, all of that stuff that's on social media, man. It's different, bro. And like you said, that shit spread like wildfire. Now it's more than just your command that's making fun of you. It's other commands and that shit. Now it ain't just plastered on cars in a parking lot. It's plastered on people's computers. Right. It's getting talked about on a podcast. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure their DMs is pretty full. Like, hey, I saw you on a flyer. I saw you on social media. Yeah.
Wow.
Like, yo, are you okay? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And whoever took the picture of the pictures and posted that, in my opinion, it's like, damn, like, yeah, it's a lot of things I take pictures of that I don't post because it could be damaging. Like even on when we did the pod and we talked about the girl, the red or pink hair sailor. Like I think we tried to be as responsible as we could by not directly talking at her or having that part of the conversation, because you really don't know how somebody's mental health is being affected by these things, you know. And that's why I think when we talked about the captain with the gun the wrong way or whatever, I learned from that, because it was like a lot of things was like really directly me kind of aiming at like that person. So I learned from that. I had a couple people hit me up, a couple captains email me too, man. Yeah, it's like real conversations, you know.
Wow.
It wasn't. This what they said.
I want to respect you, but I can't, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because
so what happened? You know, they just be like, "Hey, look, have you looked at it like this way? Did you think about it like this?" They know we permission to speak freely. They know we gonna talk, but they just want to give us some other perspectives. And when I dug into it, like just listening to them talk and like kind of paying attention. When I dug into it, I was like, damn, we directly, you know, we brought it up a couple times. Like, I hate to directly talk about people, but people be directly doing dumb shit.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you know, so that's the thing. I was gonna say like, oh boy, but we didn't talk about him enough. That chief that was selling the secrets. But hey, so it is one thing I do want to say about this though, right, y'all? Like as we transition. The chief that was selling the secrets, y'all. Hey, listening. I'm talking to the listeners right now. Hey, listen, y'all. My man. So when I went to CMC school, right? When I went to CMC school, one of the dudes, he listened to the pod. He was in CMC school with me. He was in the same mess as the dude, right? And I told David about this. So the day before the dude got locked up, Tish, and listeners, y'all, they had an event at the command. They had like a command event. And it was like they were serving food, right? And he said my man was eating a lot of food. Like
and this was before he knew.
This was before he knew. He knew something was coming. He knew they was about to arrest him. But he said my man was eating a lot of food. Like he was eating all the food at the event, man. Like he was nervous, bro. But he said, I couldn't believe it. He said he was in the same mess. And I'm like, yo, let's talk about it. He like, yo, I can't talk about it till I leave the command. Yo. I'm like, oh man, like come on the pod, bro. Like, this dude is wild, bro. Like then he also said they was at a DRB, bro. And I think we joked about this. When we talked about the story, I think we was like, these be the same dudes at DRBs talk about like integrity. He said they was at a DRB and my man was going ham. Ham on the seller, bro. About integrity. Like, yo, you supposed to.
I want to respect you, but I can't. And I'm going to tell you why. Because
hold on. This is my man sound.
This is real. We don't want you here. You're not a leader. You're not a leader. We don't want you here, brother. Matter of fact, you're not even a brother. You can keep moving.
You're not even a brother.
He got the double.
He gonna find us at 18 years. 18 years, he gonna be like, yo, I got smoke with y'all, man.
Hey, man. Hey, I want to go back to that picture real quick, man. And we talked about the picture. That's your long-term lurker. Whoever took the picture and posted it, that could be your long-term lurker right there, man.
It might be. Yeah. Like, let me go. Like, it didn't reach enough people.
Posted it.
Let me go out some more.
Well, yeah, because I don't want to extend the rabbit hole and say it's always another. I don't want to get into that. Like we go get real realistic. It's always more than one long term.
Always more than one.
It's always more than one. Man.
The Navy is a strange place.
What is next on our diet? It's been a long time since we said what's next on the diet. What is next? Oh, well, since we are just having fun right now, I guess. I call people to the carpet all the time. I got to call myself to the carpet. This ain't going to be as long as we had the conversation before about Caitlin Clark and stuff like that. And this ain't even really a carpet call, but you know, after we was talking about rookie of the year, which I think is either going to be a co rookie of the year or is going to be controversy, whoever wins it, right? And even if it's a co-rookie of the year, it's still going to be controversy, right? But after I talked about Angel Reese breaking the record, like Caitlin Clark just broke like 3 records. Like right after that, like she just did 3 things that never been done in the WNBA. I think just last night or something, she broke the assist record in the game. Like she got 19 assists in a game. And that's a lot of assists. Like even for any basketball like league period, like 19 assists in a game is crazy. That's like when I put 2K on rookie. You know, and I scored like 170 points. Like my man got like 19 assists. But so she definitely broke she did and I think like her stat line is one of the best stat lines ever for a rookie. So she definitely but I never said she wasn't killing it. But I think I'm gonna get the
yeah, she's killing it. I mean, both of them killing it though, tell you the truth. Both, I ain't gonna her and Angel, they both killing it.
Yeah. And another thing I need to call myself to the carpet about is I believe one of those games they let Angel Reese either make a point or catch a rebound so she could keep her streak. So her streak ended, but I believe one of those games in between, from something I saw and something I heard, one of those games they let her do something to keep that streak going a little bit longer. And I think that was around the 10th game or something like that. And if that happened, I gotta take a little bit of seasoning off of that spice that I was giving out for Angel Reese. If that really happened, I just got to be honest. You know what I mean? But outside of that, she's still a beast. Like she's still got that dog in her. Like she nice.
Yeah. You know what, man? I don't know. I'm with you. I don't know who's gonna win. I don't want to talk too long about it either, man. But when I see somebody that's like, taking the full load of the team when it comes to scoring, man, she either scoring the basketball or she assisting on scoring basketball. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You as a rookie, you pretty much controlling all the offense, right? Like, you making your team better by doing that, right? Rebounding, that's that dog. Like, you know what I mean? It's like a whole different ball. You getting bored. That's a one-man game. I'm here. I'm relentless. I'm a dog. I'm finna get the boards. But I think Caitlin, when I say the assist thing she does, I think that makes your team, a whole lot better, getting everybody involved and things like that. But I'm like you. I think it's gonna be co-rookie of the year or it's gonna be some controversy. One of them.
Yeah, she also gonna lead the league in turnover. Like I think she's gonna break the turnover, historical turnover.
But look, 100% she gonna lead the league. She probably gonna lead the NBA, history. Probably, I don't know. But it's because she take all those shots. Why she got all those assists, bro? She take chances like a motherfucker, trying to squeeze passes in all over the place.
Her passes are crazy.
Yeah, she be trying to squeeze
her teammates don't be ready for them, John.
Yeah.
All right, what we got? What's on the docket? What's on the docket?
Admin.
We got another NAV admin, man. It's real quick though, man. NAV admin, 13724 for the Command Master Chief, CN Chief screen application, man. You guys take a look at it. The key thing from it is the fact that you got to have your package in by 15 October. So that's one of the key things, man, to remind yourself about. And some other things on there, like the time you have in the military, like from a CN Chief, you got to be between a certain number of years, and the Master Chief, you got to be between a certain number of years. That's important because I remember when I was a CN Chief, I put in for one time and I had to get a waiver and all that type of stuff. And you read the article, it also says no waiver. So that's another big thing. Is no waivers on this one. So keep that stuff in mind. Take a look at the NAV admin 1372.
Yeah. Just to kind of add on to that, what Naaman's saying, also have a conversation with your SELs about that NAV admin, because they might have got some new or extra information about how that's related to the marketplace. So talk to your SELs, and it might be a question on who can and can't. So if you're thinking about submitting and you're thinking about, oh man, our marketplace for this or that, it's a couple like detailed points about how you can submit with certain things. So some of that confusion about marketplace has been addressed. But definitely talk to your SEL, because I'm not about to read something that was sent out to all the SELs on this podcast without, kind of filtering through that first. But your SEL does have some extra information about marketplace and the C-cell packages and stuff like that. So
yeah, most definitely, man. Hey, so we had a topic a while back about you guys, listen to us talk about the kid that fled to North Korea. It's about a year ago, right? So it's an update, a little bit of an update, not too much, man. But the young kid was in South Korea. He fled over. I think his name, Private Travis King. So the only update it got. Let me read it real quick. Court hearing this week for a soldier charged with fleeing North Korea last year was delayed as negotiations between his legal team and the army are now underway. A lawyer for the service member confirmed. So you guys kind of know that story. I want to keep you guys updated on it because I thought that was, a crazy topic we talked about, man. And a lot was going on with that. With that, so I just want to keep you guys updated on Private Travis King that was detained in North Korea.
So he's still detained?
No. Yes, he's detained, but he's detained. Yeah, so King returned to the United States in September and spent time at Joint Base San Antonio, Texas, undergoing reintegration, the soldier attorney said. Kings have been detained at a facility in New Mexico. So yeah, man, I want to make sure everybody was updated on Private Travis King. Also in the news, we have want to talk a little bit about 1/3 of the military being robotic by 2039. First, my first thoughts when I hear this, who's surprised at this shit, right? Not me, man. We already out there trying to build ships right now that got ships bigger than DDGs, bigger than CGs, and you had 80 people on it, right? The 1000 class when it first came, I don't know how many they got on it now, but at that time they had a lot going on. Now that was not really robotics, but that was the electronic side of it. They had ships pretty much can run on its own type deal. Now when it comes to the robotic side, man, that's what we doing now, right? That's everywhere. That's the world. You know what I mean? So I'm not surprised that sooner or later we're going to adapt to it. We just slowed the game. Look how long it took us to, be able to tap our cards for freaking at the NEX. We just behind the game right now, man. But this is coming. But it's coming down the pipe. You know what I mean? So I'm not surprised when they say 2039. What's you guys' thoughts?
Yeah, I'm not surprised either. We already got drones, too. That we've been working with, actual drone ships with nobody on them, aircraft. So, I mean, yeah, it's coming, and a lot of it is being used to preserve life, with the ships and the aircraft. That's actually preserving real human lives because if it gets shot down, we lost the equipment or machinery and not the actual person. So, I like the idea of it, honestly. Doing more with less.
Yeah, I think I believe that they saying that 200 million people gonna be out of a job due to AI, and I know you talk about robotics, but it's all kind of the same, right? Due to AI.
Yeah, that's how I look at it. Yeah.
By 2039.
We can't keep people in now, though.
Yeah, and that's civilians that I'm saying that's probably going they talk about a future of supplementing civilians' money so civilians could live normal life because most of us not gonna have jobs, right?
Yeah.
And just from Chat GPT alone, I know that's the truth. You know what I mean? Chat GPT is so adaptive at this point now. It even tells you when it's learning you, right? So I could talk to Chat GPT right now and I don't have to introduce myself or the conversation anymore at this point. I could just come back with something that I was talking to Chat GPT about last week. And Chat GPT, based off where I bring in the conversation, they remember it. I've gotten Chat GPT to decipher poetry, to decipher music lyrics, it's super, super adaptive now at this point. It's scary impressive, scary good. You know what I mean? You can ask ChatGPT, hey, did you catch that? If you give ChatGPT something that might have a hidden message, you can ask ChatGPT, hey, check that out again. It's a hidden message. Did you catch it? And then they'll come back like, oh yeah, I did. I caught the hidden message. It mean this.
Really?
It mean that. Yo, ChatGPT. I asked ChatGPT, right? I said, out of the, like, there's another Kendrick and Drake. I said, out of the Kendrick and Drake beef, who do you think that I was rooting for? ChatGPT said, Kendrick Lamar. It said, based off of your love for like lyricism and the creativity and the environmental realistic approach to creating, like there's like, we believe that you voted for Kendrick Lamar, or you would have wanted Kendrick Lamar to win out of this beef. And they were right, because it knows who I like, what I like, so it was able to, like, I've used ChatGPT a lot recently, and it's crazy. I don't even want to get too crazy into it, but
I feel like I'm underutilizing mine then.
You underutilize. But the difference between me and you is I got like a bunch of verses, right, from years ago, right, that I could just plug into ChatGPT and like ask ChatGPT about it. Or I got poems, like poetry that like from just a couple years ago when we were on a ship that I could ask ChatGPT about, and like what ChatGPT thinks about it. Or like I started writing chapters for a book, so I could ask ChatGPT, hey, can you clean this up? I recently put my philosophy in there as my command philosophy in there. Hey, can you clean this up? But so now it's adapted to me and what I believe to be creativity. Like I actually wrote a verse with the ChatGPT, like back and forth, like line for line. Like, I do a line, you do a line, I do a line. ChatGPT kind of trash though, but like, it wasn't good. Like, I was like, y'all need you to step the bars up, ChatGPT. It wasn't really working like that. But hey, y'all, I'm telling y'all, it is scary. It is scary. So for me, like as a writer, as far as like poetry, for instance, it's certain techniques that I use that I don't know the names of them. So I use this one technique for this one poem. ChatGPT didn't catch it at first because sometimes I hide the creativity, right? I mask it. So then I had to explain it like, hey, did you catch what I did here? And then it was like, oh, damn, yeah, that was creative. And it'll say that. And then like, I was like, what's the name of that technique? And then they'll tell you the name of the technique. It's pretty, at this point, it's pretty impressive. Like, I am super impressed with ChatGPT. And I like it more for like your own works though, like creative stuff. I don't like it as like a Siri or a Google thing where you like, hey, where's this at? Or, this, but I like it for if you make something like, hey, check out this draft. And what would you do? Yeah. Like I wrote like a chapter of a book. And I asked it, I was like, hey, how would you expound on the next chapter? And they was like, hey, I would do this. I would pull the main character's roots. I would do, like, it pretty much helps you. Like, it's crazy.
That's
and
how
you can talk to it now too.
That's how I use mine to kind of clean up. I mostly use it with Airbnb to like clean up messages to guests, or how can I write a sincere message to an Airbnb guest about whatever. Make sure you include whatever, and it'll pop it out, and I'll just kind of go from there. I've used it like that. But I don't go back and forth with it though. Like I don't tell it like what I'm like, the way you kind of like bounce back and forth. I don't really do that. I'm gonna try it.
Yeah, like
you can talk to it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so you could add to it. Like let's say ChatGPT does something. Like for instance, I might give ChatGPT a draft, right? And then ChatGPT, and I say, hey, can you clean this up? And then when they clean it up, they don't want to tell me what they cleaned up. So I'm like, hey, ChatGPT, hold up. What'd you fix? Like, what corrections did you make? And then they like, hey, this is what I did. And then I might say, all right, my audience is like, you wrote this as like a letter from one person. I'm speaking to an audience. Or I'm doing this. Or this going on my command. And then they'll make all of those changes. Like, it's crazy.
You know what? I take that back. I've used it for Airbnb, but I've also used it. I was like, how do you tell someone that you're not interested? Like, compose a text message to tell a guy that I'm not interested, but say it nicely. And it did it. It did it. And I copied and pasted that shit right on over there too.
Yeah. What I use it for mostly, man, is like damn near all my emails, man. I write my emails out of what I want to say, and I put that shit in ChatGPT and put rewrite. It'll rewrite it.
Rewrite it, yeah.
Like, it'll reformat it or whatever if it needs to be reformatted. So, yeah.
I heard a lot of people use it for college too, but the colleges are catching on, just so y'all know. Listeners, just so y'all know. Don't think that you can just put your write an essay in ChatGPT and turn it in because they have ways of finding out that you use ChatGPT.
All right, we done walked into, all right, so all right, we figured it out, right? We all kind of accept the fact that the military will be moving more toward robotics and stuff like that.
Yes.
But you just brought up something, and I got a question to y'all before we move forward from here. What the college is worried about?
Plagiarism, apparently.
Plagiarism from where?
ChatGPT, because you didn't write it.
So, but so they will have to prove that ChatGPT is pulling from, because right now they say the AI artwork is pulling from other artists and kind of, but they will have to be able to prove where this ChatGPT pulls from. But now that it's learning us, because my ChatGPT literally says, saved this piece of information about you. Like, it's learning it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so now it's learning us. It's going to be like...
It's
so, Here's my issue, right? Like I went to college, right? Did you went to college, Tish?
Mm-hmm.
And Damon went to college and he got a master's degree, right? So Damon got a master's degree. I got a bachelor's degree.
I got a bachelor's degree.
A bachelor's degree, right? So we all went to college and we're using ChatGPT.
Mm-hmm.
So this is my own personal thought. Like, because I don't like when people do this with PQSs. Like where they, like when you're doing like a board or something and you making it way harder than like it ever is in real world. And like
right.
I get sometimes like juicing up questions and making sure somebody know and could be in depth. But when the person that's going through the board know more than the qualified watch standards, to me, it's a problem. Like, it's like that. Like, people be going through boards and I'm like, yo, I ain't had to learn that. What I got to watch. And then they go tell people like, hey, I talked to Sia. He said he ain't had to learn that. So then they like, oh, we need to reboard you. See, but look, that's neither here nor there. What I'm saying is this: with college, why the hell y'all stopping people from using ChatGPT just for them to graduate and use ChatGPT? It's over.
Yeah.
It's over. The days of being worried about that shit is over.
It's a wrap.
Yeah.
It's definitely a wrap.
Hey, and I was, about to say the same thing, man, but a different way. I was thinking about like all these smart ass people out here that's really, really, really smart and really witty and all that stuff, man. I think this AI shit gonna take over all that shit, man. Like all the real heavy lifting when it comes to thinking. I mean, I know we need people in the right positions to do this stuff, man, but I think AI is about to take over all that, bro.
Yeah.
I really do think that, man. Like, I don't know, man.
We ain't gonna know how to talk to each other.
Right.
Yeah.
Like right now, the thing is you need to learn how to use AI. Or you're going to be, especially 2039, they're going to be putting people out of jobs. If you know how to use AI, then that's one way that you can try to secure your position.
Yeah. AI gonna be like, my ChatGPT turning into my best friend, man. You know what I mean?
Listen, when you were talking, I was thinking about the long-term lurker. I was like, it sounded real long-term lurkerish.
Yeah.
I tell you what, man, anything that goes on in the world, man, just follow the money, man.
Yeah.
The big time people is using this stuff already, man.
They sure
one with the money and they already using this stuff. And now the world is evolving around all this stuff, man.
I saw a job posting for an AI person with Border Patrol starting off at $140,000. So I sent my kids a link for a course for AI.
Yeah.
I'm like, learn code and learn AI. Y'all ain't gonna be sitting here playing video games of people who have learned how to do it and they're making money off of it. Like, oh no, y'all about to get out here and do this.
Yeah,
like, that's the way of the future.
It's time to get to it. I'm reading a book right now called Chip War, and it's about the microchip in Taiwan and America and all that. I'll get into that later. But all right, let's get into this book. Right, that was it. Right, let's get into this book. So I read a book. Right, the book was called Sweat the Technique by the legendary hip hop pioneer Rakim. Right. It's a 5 out of 5. I'm biased. So I'm biased here when it comes to this, right? And I'm take another opportunity to just shout out D Guts another time because it's my man anyway. But I just listened to one of his episodes and it was incredible. It was a spinning yarn he did about loyalty. It was amazing. Like I could tell he did research. I could tell he had a lot of prep. It was just super duper. And I had to text him like, yo, that right there, what you did, it was like weaving between some, and if he didn't do any research, then he just knows a whole lot. But just weaving between like your real life experiences, some like super fact based, sound like research type stuff, Navy stuff, current events, back into like things that happened in the past, and then making all of this palatable with one topic because he ain't do multiple topics. I thought it was impressive, right? So I say all that to speak on this Rakim stuff, right? So Rakim, this book, first of all, is great. That's the first part about it. But what it did was it reignited my love for the creation of the art of what hip hop, what rap is, right? Because he's a rapper and he's talking about creating rap. And I guess it would resonate with anybody else because it's about creating something, right? But it's also about loving what you create, right? So a couple things, and I got a little bit on this book, but a couple things about this book, Damon, was before Rakim, people only rhymed, right? And I don't want to get too nerdy, y'all. So stop me if I'm getting too nerdy. Mm-hmm. But people only rhymed at the end of the bar, like the syllable at the end of the bar. So at the 4, right? That's probably too nerdy. But 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Thinking of a master plan, right? I got nothing but, and this is Rakim, but I got nothing but sweat inside my hand, right? Rakim was the first person to extend the rhyme past the end of the line, right? So he was the first person to rhyme in between bars, right? And the way how he did it was he would draw a grid, and like so he wouldn't like format his raps like normal formatting anymore. He made a grid and like put the rhyming words inside the grid, and then kind of brought everything back. He experimented with starting at the end, finishing at the beginning. He studied so he would research his topics, right? He would read and research his topics. Then he studied like this numerology. So when they talk about like back in the day, like them old school rappers, when they talk about like, you don't know the science or the mathematics and all that, these dudes was really studying science and mathematics about like wavelengths and decibels and all of that shit to really understand how listeners are going to process these flows. Like, so when Rakim's saying that he's a master, like he approached rap like Tesla approached innovation. Like, you know what I mean? And I ain't talking about Elon Musk for the listeners. I'm talking about Tesla, right? That's how he looked at rap. Like he wanted to master this craft. And what it did for me was it made me realize how lazy we got as young people in this world, that like nobody did any of this before people like Rakim. So these were like the Wright brothers of making this form of art. Like, hey, how do we make this happen? We didn't got so lazy. I don't think nobody's like losing sleep trying to create new formats and how to do this and so that really inspired me. And like anything you do, you know, you should be trying new things, researching, learning, figuring out ways to be innovative, to do things and that's kind of where I tied it back to Deacons, because he's been in the game for a while as far as podcasting, like 8 years. And like, I'll tie it into like somebody, my CFS at my command now, my command financial specialist at Fleet and Family. When I went in her office, she had financial books that she was reading in the moment. You know what I mean? Like she's like, yo, I'm reading this. I'm trying to learn this so I could talk to the sellers about this. So that tied in with the Rakim. It's like, man, like it's people putting in work out here to get better at what they are already good at, or the best at, or great at. And that really, man, that really inspired me. You know what I mean? One part of the book that I wasn't that not happy about, but one part of the book that kind of took me off guard, but it's Rakim, was he started getting a lot into like the 5%er stuff, like that part of it, like saying he a god and like the normal stuff that Rakim always, you know, did in his music. I didn't really connect with that, but the creative aspect of all of this, y'all, was man, like to know what somebody did on a blank canvas with a form of art that like, and it also reminded me that rap is a form of art. You know what I mean? It's not just sounds and beats and rhythms and melody. It's a form of art that people have worked very hard on to innovate, you know, and just hearing it described as a science, like, cause that's what it was described as for any listener. Yeah. He talked about that shit like it was like science, Damon, like a school subject. You know what I mean? Like you could see it like in the air, like, and just seeing that kind of passion as far as like pushing the form of rap. It took me back, yo. It took me back, yo, to like being a young kid and trying to think of new ways to make something sound or to flip this with the words. But it also inspired me with the podcast too. Like, yo, how do we keep being fresh? How do we keep being innovative? How do we keep doing different stuff? Like, what kind of work can we put in? You got to put work in to get better, right? You're in the gym, right? You want muscles. You got to put work in the gym. And then after you put work in, and you know this, Damon, after you put work in the gym, them same exercises ain't going to get you the results. So you got to start changing your exercises, changing your weights, doing different routines, doing different stuff. So that kind of, I can't lie, man. You know, for the sake of sounding repetitive, I'm going to shut up. But I was definitely inspired by this Rakim book heavily. Like, so it's definitely a 5 out of 5.
Hey. Well, we know if it's a 5 out of 5 from you, Damo, it's a 5 out of 5. You know what I mean? Because you both definitely be in on them books, man. Well, hey, listeners. Hey, man, I hope you guys liked the episode, man. I'm going to be gone for a little bit. You know, I'm going on the ship. I come back next, probably the first or second week of August or something like that. So I'll be back around that time, man. And I'll be back on the pod ready to re-energized again to come back and holler at you guys, man. But until then, you know, Mississippi, stand up.